Today I'm in York and I'm here to try out a pretty unique food hall. It's called Spark and it's unique because the entire food hall is made up out of old shipping containers, which sounds pretty interesting. So let's go check it out and see what it's like. Walking through the city of York, it's quite a picturesque place with the old cobble streets and historic buildings. Okay, and here it is, Spark York. Welcome. So you can see the shipping containers on either side and one on top. Let's head in and check it out. Let's see what food it sells. And here is the inside. So it looks like a Greek food place over there, coffee place over here with pastries. You have, I think, a South American place. Burgers over there. Some more seating in the middle. And you even have a fruit and veg stall. Pretty interesting. Moving in further, you have some more seating, a lot of seating actually. And then you've got an Indian street food place. You have a bar area to buy drinks and looks like some more seating. And is that the end? No, I think there's an upstairs. Let's head up and see what we've got up here. We have some more seating, but quite a nice little view of the whole food hall. So you can see the shipping containers, even shipping containers up here too. But you do have some more vendors. So I think this is another bar with wine and beer. And then you have, what's this place? Another sort of bar. Quite a few bars in this upper area, but some more seats. And then you have, what's this place called? Well, it does fried chicken. I think, is it called fried chicken? I think it's called maybe fried chicken, but it does fried chicken. And then you have another bar. And then back downstairs again. Now that I've had a look around, I think I'm going to get a sample of the food to try, and I'll join you at a table. Right, so my food has arrived and it looks delicious. So you can either order at the individual vendors or scan the QR code at your table and order that way too. I ordered half and half, so I ordered one meal from a vendor and one from the app, and they both came at slightly different times but pretty quick. So let me show you exactly what I got. So this is the meal that I ordered. Now check that out. So for a bit of a starter, I went with some samosas. So these are meat samosas with a couple of dips, a couple of chutneys. Then I went with a classic steak and fries with a bit of a sauce and a garlic bread, and seasoned really well. I'm not sure if I'm going to have room for dessert after, but we'll have to see. Let's dig into this meal. Okay, so first up, I think I'm going to try one of these samosas. Now check that out. Pretty big, a nice golden brown colour. You can get veg ones. I ordered the meat. Let's go straight in for a bite of this. Okay, so this samosa is hot. It's got a bit of a kick, a bit of spice in there, but check that out. You can see the potato, some veg, a bit of meat too. I think it's got to be lamb meat, but the outside is crispy and crunchy, a nice soft warm filling. It's a good samosa. I think what I have to do though is try it out dipped in some of the sauces. So I'm going to go with this first one, which is a sort of a white creamy sauce. Not totally sure what it is, but let's dip the samosa straight in and try it out. There it is. Let's go for a bite of this. Okay, yep, so this is a bit of a creamy sort of minty fresh sauce. I think I might have had this before. I think it might be called something like a raita, something like that. But it's refreshing and it kind of cuts through the deep friedness of the samosa. It's a pretty good sauce to have with it. Next up we've got this kind of, it's like a brownish sort of a sauce. A little bit more runny, so I can't really show you what it's like, but let's dip the samosa in and see how it tastes. Here it goes. Now check that out. It coats it perfectly. I can't wait to try it, so let's just do it. So this is like a sweet sort of tamarindy sauce. It's kind of a little sweet, a little bit of a tang, a little bit of a sour. And again, it kind of goes perfectly with the samosa because it kind of cuts through the friedness of it. Really nice. Right, next up, let's go for the main course. Now I went to the place called Vovo, and this is a big Argentina Picanho, I think it's called. So it's steak, you've got fries, you've got a garlic bread on there, you've got I think a chimichurri sauce and a coleslaw. Let's go in for a bite of these. I don't even know what to try first. I think though, I'm going to go in for some of the fries first. Now check those out. So they feel crispy, but they have a sauce on it. Let's just go straight in for a bite. So these fries are great. They do have a crunch on the outside. Again, they are seasoned, so I think it's probably something like a paprika or something. It's got a little bit of a kick, but maybe slightly garlicky too. So maybe like a garlic sort of rub on there with a bit of paprika spice. But delicious chips. Now I did mention you get a sauce with it, and I think it's called a chimichurri sauce. Now check that out. It's pretty runny, but you can see the sort of herbs in there. Let's go for a bite of this. So that is a fantastic sauce. It definitely has some garlic flavour in there. Definitely herby too. Maybe a little bit sour, a little bit of a tang. You can definitely see the herbs in there. This is a fantastic sauce. You do get a bit of garlic bread on the side. Now check that out. A nice golden brown charring on there. I think it's like a focaccia type bread. Let's give it a bite. Okay, yep, so that bread is a little crispy on the outside, soft in the middle. You can taste the charring, and again some good garlic flavour. But I think what I'm going to do is dip it in the sauce. And this should elevate it a level. Here it goes. Okay, yep, I think this sauce needs to be had with every single bite of the meal. You do get some slaw with this meal as well, so let's try a bit of that out. So it looks like a bit of a reddish sort of cabbage in there with a mayo and some herbs. Let's go in for a bite of this. You know what, surprisingly, this coleslaw tastes meaty. So you've got the creamy mayo flavour, the crunch from the veg, but then a sort of meaty flavour running through it. Pretty good. Okay, so next up, we've got to try out some of the steak. You get steak and it's sliced up into different small sized pieces. Check out that piece with herbs on it. It's pretty thin, but cooked well, slightly pink in the middle. Let's go for a bite of this. Okay, so this is some good steak. Now check that out. So So you do get a nice chew to it. It's soft, slightly pink there, you can see. A bit of fat on the outside, so you get that flavour as well. And you do have some herbs and some maybe chilli on there, so you get a slight bit of a hint of chilli. But it's sliced pretty thinly, and it's a good bite of steak. Okay, and I almost forgot, you get some onions on the bottom as well, some fried onions. Now check those out. They're really soft, but again, have some good sort of herb spices on there. Let's try this out. Okay, so these are some well cooked onions. They do have a slight crunch when you bite into it, but you get the onion flavour coming through. Really good. I think though this meal is asking for a bit of a combo bite. So first up, let's go in for some of this steak and chips. A classic steak and chips bite. That looks incredible. Now let's try this out. Now that was amazing, but I think I can improve it. I'm gonna dip it in some of this chimichurri sauce. Have a look at that. That is gonna be delicious. Let's try it. So that is a great bite of food right there. You get the steak, which is nice and meaty, the fries, which have a slight crunch and a bit of chili and seasoning, and then you get that chimichurri sauce, which adds that herbiness and that sour tanginess too, and a bit of garlic flavour as well. This is fantastic. Now let's somehow try to combo everything up. I think I might use the garlic bread as a base, put some of the steak on there, grab some of the onions as well, put some chips on there, and a bit of the coleslaw too. This is going to be an absolute incredible bite. And then I'm going to pour some of the chimichurri sauce right over the top. Now this is going to be one amazing bite. Here it goes. You know what? I think because both of these dishes have a sauce, I'm going to mix up some of the sauces. So we've got a samosa dipped in the chimichurri sauce. Now have a look at that. This might be an amazing combo. Let's try it. You know what? This chimichurri sauce is a little bit like the tamarind sauce that you get with the samosa originally. It's a little bit tangy, a little bit sour, a little bit sweet, but it's extra herby and garlicky too. Okay, I'm going to try and finish as much of this meal as I can, and then if I've got room, I'll try out some dessert. But this meal is probably one of the best I've had so far in all of the food markets. It's delicious. Okay, I'm absolutely stuffed. I just about managed to finish off those two meals, but I do still have a little bit of a room for dessert, and I got a Millionaires kind of shortbread brownie. So check that out. So instead of a regular Millionaire shortbread where you have the chocolate on top, caramel, and then like a shortbread, you have brownie instead. And that looks amazing. Let's go in for a bite of this. Okay, so that is indulgent. Have a look in there. So when you bite into it, you get a little bit of a crunch, a snap from the chocolate on top, and that creamy cocoa chocolate flavour. You get the caramel next, which is soft, almost like fudge, and then you get the soft, chewy brownie underneath. You know what? This might be an improvement on a regular Millionaire shortbread, a Millionaire's brownie. I think this is the perfect sweet dessert to have after those two really savoury and flavoursome starter and mains. It just cuts through the meatiness and oiliness of it. So let me finish this up and I'll see you outside where I'll give you a breakdown of the cost of this meal. What a fantastic meal that was, and a pretty interesting concept too, with it being a shipping container food hall. You could see each food vendor in there was made or housed inside an old shipping container. Anyway, let me give you a breakdown of the costs I've spent today. So my samosa starter came from a place called Sarah's Indian Street Food, and it cost for 2 samosas and 2 dips £7. My main course of the steak and chips, the Argentina Picanho I think it was called, came from a place called Vovo Latin Grill, and that meal cost £16.50. Then my dessert, that came from a place called, I think it's V or Vi Coffee and Desserts, and that cost £3.80. So altogether about £27.30 I think. So all in all, not too bad a price. Pretty comparable with the other food halls I've been to. Okay, if you like the video and want to see more, click on the thumbs up icon below and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.